Greetings, gamer guys and gals. I'm Zeake, welcoming you to the 29th part of my Let's Play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Let's get right to it. If that's the decision you've reached, we'll respectfully comply. If we can march quickly and know that someone's protecting our backs, it would be a huge relief. As you wish. May the fortunes of war be with the Crimean army. If you have need of soldiers, send word. We'll move out at top speed. I'll be counting on it. The information gathered at Pelmeni Temple leads Ike ever closer to the hidden truths behind the war. The assassination of Begnion's former apostle led to the massacre of the Serenus. A Serenus princess was kidnapped. The medallion is stolen. A complex skein seemed to connect these events, and now those threads have become clearer and clearer. Ashnard's motives are still a mystery, but his silhouette lurks in the shadows of all that happens. Ike returns from the temple and renounces all rights to the rule of Dayan. Those rights are then passed through General Zalgius of Begnion to the apostle herself. The Crimean army absorbs another troop from Begnion, and with its might increased, marches on the Dayan-Crimean border. Its next goal is the Riven Bridge, a massive structure that connects the two countries. Chapter 23, The Great Bridge. My Lord Ike, may I have a moment? Of course, what is it? The soldiers say that tomorrow we'll be able to see the Great Bridge. Once we cross it, we'll be in Crimea. That's what I've been told. It feels like I've been away for many years. Crimea is the land where I was born and raised. To feel so removed from it. I feel now at this late juncture that I know almost nothing of my own country. It is an unreal experience. I know what you mean. I don't have the sense that we're on the brink of being back in Crimea either. I don't even remember this area at all. Maybe it's because I was born in Gallia and raised in the countryside. But countries are joined together like this all over the continent. I'm really in awe of it all. So am I. For one who knew nothing of life outside the royal villa, everything is so very big. Big? Huh. Yeah, I guess you're right. When we left Crimea, it was spring. The snows were melting, the days were getting longer, and the weather was mild. It's been almost a year since we departed. Only a year, but the distance we've traveled to get here has been long and hard. It feels like many years have passed us by. Yet this is the land where I was born and raised. Ah, my dear, sweet Crimea, how is it that you feel so far away? For me, too, Crimea is my homeland. We're almost there. Let's go home. It is as you say, my Lord Ike. Let's go home. Ooh, what a romantic setting. Makes it hard to make an appearance. I guess I could just leave you two. Huh? I know that voice. Hey there, Ike. Looks like we stayed alive long enough to be reunited. Aren't we the lucky ones? Ranulf. My Lord Ranulf, how nice to see you again. My Princess Alencia, welcome home. I'd bow, but the tale makes it look silly. What are you so darn chipper about? Once I heard the news that the Crimean army had taken the Dayan capital, I ran all this way to greet you. How go things in Gallia? You're not engaged in open hostilities with Dayan, are you? Not yet. What's that supposed to mean? In light of your army's success, the elders have finally agreed on something. Gallia will lend its full support to Princess Crimea's efforts to liberate her homeland. It's a done deal. Really? So is the Gallian army going to... We're going to establish communications with them and create a united front. That being said, Gallia is here to support you. The Crimean army will always be at the center of the effort. Don't forget that. King Gallia is being most gracious. That posture will allow Crimea to lay claim to any victories we achieve. Don't say things like that. I'm shocked that you would understand such subtleties. Who are you, and what have you done with Ike? I don't believe you have the right to speak to me like that. Kidding, actually. Soren just lectured me on the same situation when we received reinforcements from Begnion. Of course. You were tutored by your nervous little staff officer. Now I get it. Has he snapped yet? He seems high-strung. King Kanagas is always thinking of Crimea, isn't he? How can I ever repay him? Princess, let us win your country back. When that's done, please rebuild the bonds of friendship between our nations. That would be the ultimate way to say thank you, wouldn't it? Yes, yes, of course. Ike, I'd like to report the results of our last battle. Earned almost 9,000 gold. We still have a boatload to spend. We really do. I mean, we're not going to waste it, but I've got some pretty good thoughts on what we can do with it. And our MVP, Oscar, I would say I'm surprised if it wasn't for the fact that Oscar is just, he's really awesome, especially on fixed mode when you're guaranteed the growths. And a lot of people don't really like that because, you know, it takes away the RNG out of Fire Emblem. But I think it's cool to have those options. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to play on fixed mode, just to show the option, to show people, hey, look, you know, this is what you're going to get you play fixed mode. It's pretty cool. You know, you can basically see, like, the average stats of these units and use them for what they're intended to be used for. There were no deaths and no injuries beyond our capabilities to heal. Everyone performed exceedingly well. That is all by your leave. I will excuse myself. All right, back at base. Let's go ahead and check our info first. Oh, we got a 3-star Soren conversation. And he even starts with the same way, you know. Soren, are you in here? Yes. Ike, it's late. What do you want? Shh. Ike? Oh, no. How strange. I was sure he'd come this way. Yoo-hoo! That voice. It's the woman from the item shop, isn't it? Commander, Ike, where have you gone, handsome? Crud. Did you run in here to escape? Look, whenever that woman corners me, it takes forever to get away. Let me hide in here until things simmer down. We begin marching tomorrow morning. This is a waste of valuable time. I'll go and chase her away. Wait, Soren. Ike, Ikey Poo, where are you? Amy? Oh, Soren. Ew. I mean, hi. Why are you out so late? Do you have some business with Ike? Well, yes, I do. I found a special something that I'd like to give to him. Do you know where he is? Ike is in a war meeting. If you have something for him, I can hold on to it for you. What should I do? You see, I have this new staff. The staff is very valuable. I'm not sure if I feel comfortable simply handing it over to someone who doesn't understand that. That's a Hamern, is it not? A rare staff that can take any item, no matter how battered and worn, and repair it completely. Why, that's right. You're quite knowledgeable, aren't you? If I may continue, I believe that there is only one of these in all the world. It truly is precious. And you want to give it to Ike? Well, I do want to be helpful. If you truly wish to capture Ike's attention, bringing him staves and whatnot will avail you nothing. What? Really? Oh dear, I was so hoping he would like it. Food, however, would be much more effective than a staff. He's particularly fond of spicy meat dishes. Is that so? Cooking is not something that I'm skilled at, but... Oh, I've got it. I know the perfect dish. Ah, good. He will be very pleased. What about the staff? You can keep it as payment for the cooking tip. Take good care of it. Well, she's unexpectedly generous. I received something quite nice from your admirer, Ikey Poo. Thank you so much. Hey, wait a minute. You got a Hammer and a fantastically wonderful and welcome addition to our convoy. We will use this. What's awesome about this is that it's a C rank staff. I thought it was B rank, so I was thinking, you know, Soren wouldn't be able to use it, but he can use it right now, which is great. We're going to give it to Soren. You know, my only problem with the Hammer staff in much of the games, if not just about all the games that the Hammer staff exists in, is that weapons, when they break, they disappear. I'm pretty sure Fire Emblem 5 is the only game that has the Hammer staff where if weapons break, they turn into quote-unquote broken weapons or broken items or whatever, staves. So you can still repair them even though they're broken. But in every other case, that's just not how things work. So, for instance, like that Dagdar sword up there, if we use the rest of the 19 uses there is on that sword, well, it's gone. I mean, I would never waste a Hammer on it, but you can use your resources however you please. It's one of the reasons why I am for sure using one of these uses on the Mist's Sonic Sword to keep her viable with a magical-based weapon that she can use to just dish out crazy damage. In fact, right now, it's really funny. Mist is doing more damage than any other unit I have on this team. Just utterly wiping things out. And even considering, like, effective damage against, like, flyers, Shinon would be outclassed by her by miles. It's just incredible. And I love that. Now, there are two other items, one's a staff, one's another weapon, that I might want to use the other two Hammer uses on because they're quite niche and valuable, and they do have their own uses themselves. But I haven't fully decided on what we're going to do with that yet because we've just not used them yet. So we'll see. But I know for a fact that one of these is going to the Sonic Sword. And we can send the Hammer to convoy. Understood. Proceed as ordered. Sir, yes, sir. What's next? Huh. Who's there? Sir, yes, sir. Hey, it's General Ike the Great. I heard all about it, you know. Those guys went and made you a noble. Shinon? Good for you, huh? Har, har, hook. You're in love with a pretty little princess. You're fighting side by side with your subhuman pals. Yes, you're moving up. Ooh, look at you. It's big Mr. Ike, leading the good life. They're not subhumans. They're legus. Yeah, whatever. Here's the deal. Now that you're a high-class noble, you can't be running around with a bunch of broke mercenaries. All the other nobles are gonna laugh at you. So give it up. I'll do you a favor and take over. I don't think so. I'm going to continue as commander of the Grail mercenaries. Screw you. You always get everything. Don't you ever want to give up anything? No, not big, important Mr. Ike. You've always been like this. You act like you're not interested in something, then you swoop in and steal it away. Hey, Shinon. What? And watch how you say my name, boy. Boy. Whittle boy, Ike. Whittle Ikey. Shinon. What's wrong with you? Are you feeling all right? What do you care, you snotty whelp? It's none of your business. And another thing, about the command of the company, if you refuse to give it up, at least change the name. You're not Commander Grail just because you're his son. That doesn't give you the right to use his name. Shinon, are you sure you're all right? Yeah, I'm fine. I'll be fine. Fine. I don't feel so good. It was never about the commandership. It was about my father. Yep. Drinking himself stupid. You know, you get what you get when you drink yourself stupid. That's all I can say there. Alright, so support. Yeah, I think this is another instance of we have no one to support. I am missed. No. I mean, Rayson and Ike have a pretty interesting combo, but I would never do that just because of the fact that, you know, Ike's going to be front lines, Rayson isn't front lines, you know, it's kind of a waste. And we do still have Provoke, which I don't know what we're going to be doing with at this current time. It would be nice to give it to, like, for instance, Tyronio, so that we could have a second Provoke user. I think that's a pretty good idea, especially since any other skill that we could possibly give Tyronio is, I mean, we're not giving him anything that's going to take up 15. 10 capacity, yeah, whatever, but Provoke's not bad on him because of the fact that he has great defense, great resistance, and we can always equip him with a one-range weapon so that two-range and long-range and magical units can, you know, attack him, and that's a pretty good idea, I think. So now we have a Provoke on a long-range user and a short-range user. That would allow us to pretty much manipulate how the AI is going to attack us, you know, put us in pretty good, decent situations. And then the bonus EXP. Again, we have a boatload of bonus EXP, but we're not going to use it per se. I mean, we really don't need to. Rayson is probably the only candidate right now who I could think of who could benefit from it because he would really appreciate some more bulk, some more avoidance, stuff like that. In that sense, but he doesn't make use of it combatively, and as long as you're keeping him out of front lines and out of danger, it's not really that big a deal, you know? Alright. We can get rid of that. She doesn't need that. Yep, he has a bow. I think this is good on her. He doesn't need those. Well, he does need the stiletto. I don't know why I put that away. We can put one away because we are going to do some stealing with him this chapter. And we can forge a bow for Shinon. That would be great. Of course, silver. Max might. 90 hits good enough. Let's give it 6 crit. Won't do much, but it'll do more than nothing. And we'll just call this the, you know, something typical. Let's call it the Mayhem. And make it gold. You know, that would be great. Maybe stroke his ego a little bit, help him feel better about the fact that he is not a noble. Poor Shinon. You know, all of these bows are pretty useful. We'll just throw away the silver bow. Give him that. Oscar doesn't need the spirit dust. We're going to be saving that for later. We can get rid of one of these. Take the Ashira staff on him, just in case we ever need it. I don't think we will be deploying you this chapter. Alright, so about Soren, we kind of want him to just stop using wind and just use thunder for the rest of the game because, I mean, not only is wind poor might, tornado's really not that useful. Thinking about it, I would rather get him to, like, at least bolting. I mean, he's pretty close to bolting, probably. So we'll do that. We'll give him the hammering, too. Why not? Arm scroll. She does have a ranged weapon. That's good. Alright, let's see if we have... I mean, we could buy some Pure Waters. That'd be nice. We don't necessarily need it for this chapter, though. Bolganone, we will not be using you. Tornado will keep you just in case we do decide to get to A-rank wind. He's probably not far away from it, but, you know, it's really just not that important. A 6 might tome is not going to make or break Soren's usefulness. And I think that's everything for now. Don't really need anything else, I don't think. Everybody's looking good on items. Alright. I think we're done with our managing at base. Alright, let's get to the chapter. So they're finally here, are they? Has the work on the bridge been finished? And your answer had better be yes. Yes, General. Do you think it will work? Sometimes the simplest of traps offer up the best results. Lure the enemy in and then finish them off one by one, got it? Listen up, dogs. There will be no retreating today. We stop Crimea's advance here. We will not allow them to gain the comfort of their homeland. Any who do not fight to the death will face my lance. There's the bridge. Wow, it's huge. I doubt if Dayan's going to let us cross over without objection. Yeah, I think that's highly unlikely. Titania, it's time to march. Make sure the troops stay alert and move with caution. Understood, Commander. Say, Ike, there's one thing I've been meaning to ask you. What is it? I haven't seen Nazar around. What's happened to him? He was declared an enemy combatant and locked up. What? Hey, I understand you being irked that he didn't mention testing you and all, but treating him like a criminal is too... Testing me? What are you talking about? Huh? Oh, nice weather, eh? We're going to talk. Now. Nazar is a Dayan spy? No way! That's not possible. He was our spy. You're telling me he was a Gallian spy? None of this makes sense to me. He worked for us on behalf of the king, but Dayan? As a Leguse, he would have absolutely no reason to work for them. But there was a Goldoan named Ina who was working as a general for Dayan. Are you serious? Yes, we were forced to fight her in the Dayan capital. When we attempted to capture her, Nazar intervened and allowed her to escape. He betrayed us. What? Hold on a moment. Maybe that was... If that's the case, then I can see why, huh? No, even so, teaming up with Dayan is just too much. Huh. I hate to interrupt whatever it is you're doing, but we've arrived at the bridge. Let me speak to Nazar, please. Once we've finished this battle, we can go together, all right? Of course. All right, Har. Time for you to go to work. No, Mom. 5 more minutes. Dozing off on the battlefield? You've got a lot of nerve, don't you? Hey, wake up or I'll burn you to a crisp. Huh? What? Right. Has the enemy arrived? Yes, they just got here. Now get out there and do your job. Oh, I'm all over it. What an absolute fool. Riven Bridge. Well, here we are, and there's the Dayan army on the other side, as expected. They're already in battle formation and waiting to give us a warm welcome. Oh, that's charming. That's just what I want. Oh ho, well said. And by the way, I thought I joined you today. Not as a Gallian, but as part of our army, right? If it's a problem, I can always sit this one out. Of course not. Thank you for your continued support. Ran off. Ha! The pleasure's all mine. Let's go carve us some Dayans. Unfortunately for you, you're not going to be helping us carve up any Dayans. Alright, Mordecai Marshall ran off. Okay. So, we're not bringing Soth, obviously. Missed Oscar. Titania. Racing. Let's put Marsha in there before Racing, because I'm just that way. And let's bring Jill, somebody we've never used before, but she does hold a specific purpose in this chapter, so we're going to go ahead and deploy her for just such a purpose. And let's see, who is all moving forward? I think all the mounted units are going to go ahead and move forward. Yep, I think that's mighty fair. Of course, we need Racing as well. And I think that's a pretty good setup right there. All right, let us begin. Attention. Let's go. Huh. Maybe I can catch a nap while we fly. Well, goodbye, Har. Guess we don't have to worry about you. Alright, so we have a bunch of ballista. 4 ballista to be exact, as well as 1 stone thrower. We have a blizzard user and a physic user. We're going to be stealing that physic, obviously. And Patrine, the boss of this map. With Daunt, decreases hit and critical hit ratio percentages of all enemies within 3 spaces. This is such an abysmally useless skill because it's only like by 5-10%. It's so abnormally useless. I wish it was more powerful. I honestly do, because it would make units like Patrine more imposing, and the folks who do also have Daunt as well. We're going to be stealing her elixir, and we get her magical flame lance, which I think the only one we have who can even make remote use of this is Tyronio. I mean, even she doesn't make that great a use of it, even on the highest of difficulties in this game, because she only has 18 magic on difficult mode. She's not really doing much damage unless you're fighting her with a Leguse, which is kind of silly. She is a bit too powerful to just want to throw Leguse at her. Alright, so we got to keep out of his range, especially with Racing. It would not be a good idea. I'm pretty sure Racing gets one-shot by all the ballistas in this map, which is a limiting factor on using him. I mean, Marsha's not going to have to worry about it because she has full guard. But one thing this map's gimmick is so weird. There's pitfalls all along this map. I'm pretty sure there's one here, so we have to be careful. We have to go around it. There's one either here or here, so we have to be careful with this guy here. There's like a pitfall here for no apparent reason. There's a pitfall here, I think. And I want to say these 2 spots are pitfalls as well. And then there's another one like over here. There's a couple up here, I think, too. We're going to be going down, so it really doesn't matter. We're also going to probably be using the sleep staff to get rid of both of these threats. We don't want him wasting that physic, much more than he will, because he'll probably at least get 1 use off if we leave anybody alive, that is. Alright, so another interesting thing here is that we are going to be leaving some of our units behind. And the reason being is because some of those units have a job to do. And that job is very important. They are going to be fighting reinforcements. We do not want to have to deal with those reinforcements. They are quite nasty. Alright. So, yeah, we could probably just one-shot this guy. I said one-shot. I mean, this is still a good idea, I think. And Mist just showing us that the Sonic Sword is an amazing weapon on a magic user. And there's not very many magic users who get to use these kinds of weaponries. A lot of people were disappointed when you went from the Game Boy Advance games to Path of Radiance and found out that the Valkyrie class did not use light magic or anima or whatever. I could kind of see why people don't really care for that. I kind of do, but I'm really glad that this game gives you options for units like Mist, because her strength is, even at max, she's not going to do much with physical weaponry. Okay. Yep, we can just move on forward. Yeah, this is good. Take out this guy with Oscar. The less units we have over here crowding us, the better, because we want to move as quickly as we can. Which kind of means that we have to be very careful about our positioning. We have to take care of all of the ballista as soon as possible, because otherwise we are going to be limited on how far we can go with racing, as I said before. And that's not something you really want. You don't want to be limited on where you're going or what you're doing. Yeah, Soren, Mia, and Shinon, as well as Boyd, will be staying in the rear. And their reason for doing such is that they are going to help us from the sidelines. They're going to be our back lines, per se. Alright, so we have to be very careful here. Now we can use Volk to get another shove. Mr. 5 movement here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, if we move him 2 to here, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're gonna have to move him 1 and then move him back, I believe. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate, but not really much we can do about it. We're going to use Marsha here, though. And she's going to take out that ballista for us, as long as she can reach. I don't know if she can necessarily this turn. Yeah, she can. That is good. Now, what weapon do we want here? I'm thinking sword is probably the better weapon. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go ahead and use the Galatine. And gone you are. Don't have to worry about that ballista anymore. And we get a longbow. Pretty cool. Alright, so he's going to waste a blizzard, which is kind of unfortunate. Alright, equip a hand axe with her. Get Ike moving. And Jill, you can stay back here and do nothing because you're not going to be useful. Except for, obviously, the reason why we brought her here. We'll see that soon. Yeah, I don't know that you were going to win that fight, my friend. And Elle Thunder, she dodges. Every dodge that she gives us here is going to be great because of the fact that she's going to have some problems. And those problems are that she is surrounded. But our Marsha is fantastic. Oh, and Provoke coming in handy here. Wouldn't have done much damage to Marsha due to the fact that she has the full guard. But, again, you know, any damage that we can mitigate by having somebody with Provoke get hit by that damage is just so much better. And Marsha is going to be able to take out, I believe, she'll probably one-round both of the Axe users, the Axe Knights, but, oh, no, she's not doing enough damage. I mean, she crit him, but she's not doing enough damage to one round. It's kind of unfortunate. Leave him low. That Physic user is going to waste the Physic. Who knows? Maybe she'll crit them all. Or maybe she's doing enough damage for this guy. Who knows? Nah. That's unfortunate. It's okay. We have a solution, though. We have a solution. And reinforcements to our rear. It's actually kind of funny because one of them has a Legu Slayer, almost as though like they're expecting you to use Ranoff, but as a means to beat up the reinforcements, which I don't think is really a good idea in the first place. But whatever. Alright. Let's get back to moving. Ah, yes, we're quote-unquote surrounded, but I have a good idea here. Let's use the Sleep Staff. 83 hit. Pretty cool. And she hit. Very nice. I appreciate it. Such a wonderful level missed. Such a wonderful level. And, okay, yeah, so she has 26 max magic, I believe. That's good to know. Well, we kind of... we could just do this. Nah, he KOs. I don't want to KO. I'd like to get the KO with Volk. That would be nice. Yeah, I don't know that I want to bet on a crit. Okay. I guess we can just hand axe him. I mean, that's not a bad thing. We just don't want Titania to take unnecessary damage because she is going to be on the front lines. At least, you know, she didn't get hit. That's pretty good. Don't want to trigger that pitfall. Yep, and we can take this guy out. Oscar is such a good unit. Yeah, I know people are not really such a big fan of using Oscar with bows, picking bows with him, especially if you're not using the triangle attack in this game. But the thing is, with bows, is that with a bulky unit like Oscar, you can throw him out in the middle of combat and expect him to take a few hits while he has a bow equipped and kind of lure away the opponents from attacking your weaker units. I like that strategy. I think it's cool. Is it always useful? No, it's probably better to use a ranged javelin or spear in some cases. But you don't get very many of those, for one. And for another thing, even if you did get a bunch of those, they're much more expensive and much less reliable than bows. Bows have better hit. They just do. You can't forge javelins in this game either. So, I like it. I personally do. I know there's always going to be people who do or don't like it, and that's whatever. Alright. Yeah, we don't want to move there. But here is good. Let's see. First and foremost, let's see where this guy can reach. Missed. I don't think she's going to be a target, to be honest. we have a problem here, though. We definitely don't want Mist to be a target for a bunch of attacks, so maybe we'll just sleep from here. 83 hit. And we hit both. Cool. Yeah, we want to be pretty careful here because at least have her in vicinity of Titania. I'm pretty sure that most of the units are probably just going to swarm Oscar here and attack him, which is fine. You know, that's something we were willing to rely on. All right. Yeah, as you can see, even though it looks like all these units could go ahead and reach Racing, they won't, because they won't move over the pitfall. Huh. You know, I'm starting to second guess myself right here. Like, will they move over the pitfall? That would be a very serious problem if that was the case. Oh, well. That would be pretty serious. Oh, man. Well, I'm not about to bet on it, so let's go ahead and take this guy out, get in his space. We should be able to take out the next Ballista next turn with Marcia regardless, so this will be fine, especially because we're going to move Racing full move, and so on and so forth. Take advantage of that. Alright, so we have some enemies here. Alright. Yeah, we can just take out every last one of them. Let's make sure she can reach. She can. Okay. Don't really want to waste this bow on this guy, but I didn't also want to use the Brave bow because, again, like I am not earning any Brave weapon in this run. The Brave weapons are good. They're not bad, but they're not great. You know, it's pretty great to be able to use their effect, but they're not necessary, if we were being honest with ourselves. And one shot. It's kind of funny, because in this game, some of the promoted units actually are less bulky than the unpromoted units. That guy had less HP than these guys around. It's kind of silly. And Soren one-shot. I don't think he would have done that with Elwind. Yeah, these guys are not the reinforcements that come from the behind that are difficult to work with or work against. You know, they can be a problem. Yeah, they can be a problem if you let them, but it's all right. We're pretty much golden right now. All right, so next turn, and he's running away to get healing. Yeah, I think it was a good call putting Provoke on Toronio. I really do. And Oscar just being the tank that he always is. It's fantastic, really. Alright, so we have even more reinforcements. Even these guys are not really the problem. Like, if you get swarmed by all of the reinforcements, because there is another group besides these three and the three we just defeated, you know, to be attacked from both sides can be pretty annoying, especially if you left weaker units in the behind and you're not taking care of things well. Let's leave this guy. Yeah, we'll take out you with Shinon. Yeah, and all the reinforcements in the rear, they spawn after a specific, distance is reached with your units after you cross a certain line in the map. Alright, we don't need that silver sword. We can just use the iron blade. This guy has like 0 hit on me, which is kind of funny. And she crits him anyway. Very good job. I'm a huge fan of the blade weapons. I have been a huge fan of them since the beginning of my Fire Emblem quote-unquote career. I love them. I think there's something just so cool about them. Even though sometimes they're not really that great at weapons. Still love them. Soren not doubling. It's probably because of the weight. He gets adept anyway, but still. I could have easily just finished him off with Boyd, so it doesn't really matter. But he does appreciate the experience points. Yeah, it's a weight of 6. But it has a might of 7 and 10 crit. It has 1 more might than the strongest wind tome that you can get in this game. That's 1-2 range. It's just such a shame the way that wind was handled in this game. And I think they did that because wind was utterly broken in the games prior to this. But I still don't think that that justifies how they treated it. Wind does not need to be as nerfed as it is. Well, Tyronio can't finish him, which is unfortunate. Alright, so we could get Tyronio to finish him. Yep, that would be nice. Thank you, Oscar. I did not want you to crit. That's one of the things about critical in these games, is that, yes, it can be great, but it can also be a nuisance. And we'll just use a Silver Lance for the hit. Yeah, the Silver Blade in this game, even though I'm a big fan of the blades, like, if you don't have high enough skill, you're kind of at a disadvantage if you're using them, because 60 hit, I mean, that's just, it's terrible. It really is terrible, but it's still a good weapon. I just think that that could do with more hit, that's for sure. Alright, so we're going to move Ike forward. Yeah, I want to be careful here. Yeah, let's go ahead and use the steel sword. Break this guy down. Yeah, these guys are pretty bulky. It is not a wonder that Marsha was not able to one-round either of them, without that crit, that is. Because, I mean, Ike, 19 strength, yeah, they have the same strength, so that's not really the thing here. Alright. We can use the Steel Lance, get rid of this guy. Very nice use of guard. He's asleep, but hey, you know, skill procs are still fun. Yeah, we'll put her here, because I'm pretty sure both of these spots are pitfalls. I really think that Oscar is... Yeah, he's the only one we can heal here. I mean, we could, if we wanted to... We could have just, you know, put this guy to sleep or put another guy to sleep right this turn, but we don't really need to. We're kind of smooth sailing right now, so let's be careful about how we move Volk. Ooh. Well, she can use the Night Killer. That's good. Effective weaponry at its finest here. Barely doing any more damage than most of her other weapons, but it did come in handy, so it can't be rated all the time. Yeah, he has 5 movement, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we want to put her here. Yeah, we do want to be careful, though, because if she can't reach him this turn... 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So she has exactly the movement needed. But let's be sure. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, that's good. Tyronio does have Provoke, but I still think they will prioritize one-shotting Rayson over smacking Tyronio for no damage. So pretty decent, pretty decent. Luck and speed is all you need, really. I mean, the HP is always appreciated, still. Yeah, we'll go ahead and use the Steel Lance here because of that sword cav right there. We're not really afraid of the axe user. Also not really afraid of the ballista because of the full guard, which is pretty cool, you know, having that option. And we take him out. Actually, see, it's almost more important to take him out to get rid of the killer bow off this map than it is to take him out because of the ballista. Even though, yes, the ballista can one-shot Rayson. Yeah, he had a Venom axe. I knew there was something about his axe. I was like, he's not a problem. But because he can just jump right off the ballista. They won't stay there. If you're in range, they will get off the ballista, and if he crits one of your units, it can put you in a pretty bad situation. And what do we have here? He flew under the bridge. Now then, let's see how things look. Alright, so by the time you reach about this line is when we get reinforcements from Har. So we could have potentially 3, 6, 10 enemies coming from behind attacking us. And Har is pretty darn powerful. We didn't talk about him earlier because he disappeared. But let's go ahead and talk about him now. You know, he's pretty strong, a Wyvern Lord, level 11. And he comes with a Brave Axe as well as Guard. So he has a double chance, because he has the Brave Axe, to proc Guard as long as he hits you and make it so that you can't attack him back, which is a pretty cool and brutal combo. And he is potentially more dangerous, potentially, than Patrine, but we have a means to get rid of him. Captain Har. Greetings, Jill. So you're still alive, eh? Good to see. That's what I was going to say to you. You survived. I'm very pleased. General Shiharam left me in charge. I'm supposed to get our soldiers and their families to Begnion. I can't die until that's done. Oh, I see. But then, Captain, why are you still in Dayan? Believe it or not, I'm a vindictive man. Revenge for the General is something I couldn't let go. Oh, but that... Don't get the wrong idea. You're not the enemy I'm seeking. Huh? But the ones responsible for General Shiharam's death are the Daeans. I pretended to return to the fold so I could get close to General Patrine. I'm just waiting for my chance. But I think they may be on to me. My unit's a bunch of tough guys who serve as Patrine's watchdogs. Plus, I've been ordered to charge the Crimeans head-on. It's Dane's way of killing two birds with one stone. Don't do it! Come fight by our sides. If you're looking to kill Daeans, then we share the same goal. Jill, I don't trust Crimea any more than I do Dayan. I'm sick to death of serving countries. Captain. Still, I can't abandon the daughter of the man to whom I owe so much. Guess I'm changing sides again. Really? Oh, thank you, Captain. No, you've got that backwards. Pardon? I'm a new recruit, so I'm under you. Thanks in advance, Captain. What? Don't be silly. Wait. Captain. So, we get Har instead. We don't even have to fight him. It's awesome. And he comes with the only Brave Axe you obtain in the game. And he's actually a pretty good unit. I would dare say that, I mean, just looking at him with the fact that we've put no effort into him, I would say that he's better than Marsha. In some ways. I mean, he's got more HP, he's got more strength, more defense, less res, which does stink, and less speed, but, you know, he's a pretty good unit, pretty darn good unit, especially because I'm a big fan of Guard. I really am. And he comes with a B rank in axes and lances. You can't really argue with that. Only problem is, we won't be using him. We have zero reason to use him. Alright, so Boyd can take out one of these guys by his lonesome, and I'm pretty sure we can defeat the other two with Shinon, Soren, Mia. We're pretty well off here. This will be the last bit of usefulness that our units in the back will have for this map, which, you know, could be considered unfortunate, but hey, you know, they performed their duty. They deserve a break. Alright, so Mayhem. Let's not waste the Mayhem. Yes, this is kind of wasting the Brave Bow, but it doesn't really matter. Shinon is a fantastic unit with or without the Brave Bow, Killer Bow, or any other kind of bow. For what he does, and because he's not an enemy phase tank, he's never going to get the opportunity to really shine with something like the Brave Bow anyway, so it's not that big a deal. Alright, and wow. I mean, I guess we could go ahead and attack with the Iron Blade. I mean, she crits. Very nice. We did not need her to crit, to be honest. But Shinon, Shinon, but Soren, he crits. Ah, yeah. I mean, Elethunder is a really good tome. Besides the whole weight thing and, you know, the fact that Soren has virtually no weight mitigation, it's a pretty fantastic tome. And, yep, now we can move up to our units we're using over here. Alright, so what we have to do is our best. The only unfortunate thing about this is, though, is that I kind of want to use the Legu's axe. We do have a Legu's lance. Now, I kind of want to use the Legu's axe on this guy, but we have somebody in our way. Huh. What a shame. Probably should not have left her there. Well, we can do this. One shot, we'll get the Blizzard. We no longer have to worry about it. Yep. 4 uses. Might not be the best tome. Nope, 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 nope. Okay, he won't let me do that. And she's going to 2-shot this guy. Yeah, that's pretty cool. The Legu's axe is... all the Legu's weapons are beautiful weapons in this game. Just beautiful. They kind of look like the devil weapons from the older games. They really do. I never really made that inference until just now. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we don't want to move her too far forward because she doesn't exactly have the greatest of survivability. Titania is awesome, and there's definitely no debating that, but she's definitely no tank at this point in the game. I can't believe Mist is so close. Yeah, she's very close to being maxed out. Silver Blade. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, what we could do... Yeah, we could hit this guy. Move her back and use Racing. And a level for Marsha. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty good level up, too. Pretty good. Alright, so we got to be careful of these guys. We don't want either one of them to take out Racing. That would be quite the horrible experience. I was kind of hoping to, you know, give Volk that this turn, but I just didn't pay close enough attention to exactly who was near Racing, how far Racing was away. This is another reason why I kind of regret the fact that I gave the boots to Ike. But, hey, you know, you live and you learn. And that guy is gone. One less knight we have to worry about, which is pretty cool, you know. And we can put Ike right next to... Yeah, let's give him the longsword. Waste that weapon. Why not? Oh, it's actually kind of funny. I just realized a blunder that I made. I did not steal the physics staff. Oh, what a shame. I did not steal the physic. Oh, what an honest shame. Oh, well. Oh, well. We've got plenty of physics. We'll be able to buy physics later. But it's just such a good thing to be able to have more physics due to the fact that, you know, the more the merrier. And if you don't have to pay for them, even better. Alright. Level 7 Lord Ike. Decent level up. Ike is kind of a little bit behind. Oh, what's this? Is that the Crimean army? What ho! It is the army come again. I see the Crimean flag in the rear. But lo, who do I spy in the distance? Green hair, orange dress, and eyes bewitching fair. Elencia comes, let us to her aid ride. The princess has returned. Count Bastion, return to the castle and inform Jaffrey at once. I will move ahead and inform the princess that her retainers are here to meet her. Lady Lucia, keep your wits about you, that we are excited is fair to say. But show the enemy no weakness, lest he does cut us down like autumn's wheat. Good advice, and you watch that you aren't waylaid on the way back to the castle. Even if Dayan unleashes on myself the full force of their army's wrath, they are no match for clever Bastion. I'll meet you at the castle. Gate anon. Right. I love Bastion. I love the way he talks in this game. It's just such a shame, though, because they retconned it. He does not talk that way in Radiant Dawn. Well, I mean, he has little smidgens of it, but he does not talk anywhere near that close. Alright, so we're at turn 5. I think this is a pretty good time to go ahead and call it quits for the time being and give a good old to be continued. I want to thank you for joining me, and if you like this content, please like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. Tell me exactly what you think about this Let's Play so far. Till next time, I'll see you then.